The opposite of success is not failure, it's apathy. And if you're wondering what apathy means, look at this picture. This is a guy who is demonstrating apathy, right? I don't care, I don't know, whatever, I'm not going to try, right? That's what apathy is. It's laziness, it's not trying, it's not putting in effort, it's not doing anything, right? And so if we're thinking about it, it's the people who take a lot of risks and learn from a lot of failures that actually succeed. So in fact, failure is not only not the opposite of success, failure is part of success, because if you don't practice a lot, if you don't have a lot of failures that you can learn from, you are not going to be successful. And so it's those that avoid failure that can't grow and therefore cannot be successful. Therefore, it's apathy, right? If I'm not trying, I'm not putting in the effort, that's the only way I can guarantee that I won't achieve anything, and I won't grow, and I won't learn. So we're thinking about Michael Jordan, just like you're all thinking there, right? Like, the reason he says that failure is why he succeeds is because he practiced so much, he took so many risks, he tried so hard, he couldn't help but fail a whole lot, and he learned from every bit of those failures to become an amazing basketball player. That is why he was so successful, right? Again, it's the failures and taking risks and being able to rise up to those challenges and learn from the failures that actually makes us successful, right? If we think about self-sabotage, what we talked about before, and how the brain learns from every mistake, right? We self-sabotage a lot. When we don't feel good about something, we tend to get apathetic and not really try. And again, what happens is that makes us even worse at that thing, which makes us feel even worse about doing that thing, which makes us less likely to practice, and we get in a cycle where we won't ever succeed. All right, so now I'm going to say, think about our do now. Right? You were doing a little game called electric powered paper, right? Thinking about how you can make paper better with electricity. Now that was kind of just a fun, silly exercise. But there are a lot of people who spend their lives trying to come up with ways to improve things. And a lot of these things that get improved become famous things that we know about and make a lot of money and make people really successful. Right? Now look at the Post-it note. Who would have ever thought that putting a little bit of glue on the back of a piece of paper would actually turn into this thing that's made this company 3M like hugely rich, made the guy who came up with it hugely rich and really successful. Now, most people would have been like, glue on the back of a piece of paper? That's kind of stupid. I'm not even going to try it, right? But again, this person who had tried actually a lot of different things before he got to glue on the back of a piece of paper. He tried using tape and some other ideas and things like that. He failed, but every time he failed, he said, okay, that's one way that won't work. But he learned something from it and applied it later. And suddenly, glue on the back of a piece of paper made this guy really rich and famous. So again, it's only by being willing to take a lot of risks and failing often and learning from those failures that you can be successful. So you really need to think about that when we're talking about growth mindset and fixed mindset, because again, it's very common to have a fixed mindset, especially when you don't feel good about yourself or feel good about what you're doing. But we need to shift that away so that you don't become apathetic because you feel bad about something, but instead that you risk failure, you actually embrace failure and learn from it so that you can grow and be successful.